Why did you see him again?
Especially if my friend says like, Danna, he's not for you. He's not your type. You need something else.
Yeah.
You deserve something else. It's okay. He's a good guy. He's like, no, you are a good person, and that's why you see good in people. Like, he's not. The way he treats you, it's not. He's leaving. I was like, okay, let me get my stuff. Leave. I get close to his car, and he closed the doors. Like, you go home by yourself. Imagine that's like 10 miles away from my house, and it's middle of nowhere.
Yeah, at that point, you were just used to this behaviour. You dated for how long? 9 months?
Okay, yeah.
About
kind
9
of.
months?
8-9 months.
How many public dates did you go on? I'm
2
not
or
saying
3.
this to embarrass you, but just...
2 or 3. Babe, you're right. I've deleted it. I've unfollowed everybody else. Like, well. And everything was unfollowed except one girl.
Oh no!
One girl. Okay.
And then I saw in his Apple Watch saying missed call and her name. Which I remembered the name since then because I was having questions. So he comes, let's have a conversation because I'm leaving. And listen to this, and he was like, please drop me home back to the airport. And I did.
Whoa,
and I did.
whoa.
Afterwards I was like, how stupid could I be?
3, 2, 1.
So you guys arrived at Everlast and then explain what happened.
So we had a little workout by ourselves. We didn't really interact because I knew he liked his space. Every time I was training together, he was by himself, I was by myself.
So every time you went to the gym together, you do your thing, he
Yeah,
does his.
we never trained together.
Okay.
And it's cool, like...
Yeah, no, I like to
nothing
train
yeah,
like that as
yeah,
well.
Yeah. And then stretching time. He was stretching already. I came to the stretching area. I got my mat and I sat, let's say, 2 meters away.
What, so like this far away?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, like that.
About
You was
far
there.
away. Okay.
Okay, 2 meters, 2 palms like that.
So basically that end of the couch, this end of the couch.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I was stretching. At the time, he just stood up and was like, what's that? I didn't even realize
He just looked at
what's
you and
wrong.
said, "What is
yeah,
that?"
and he left. He turns around and he's leaving. I was like, let me get my stuff, leave. I get into, I just went to open the door. The door is locked. And he opens the mirror, the window. And it's like, you go home by yourself.
He just said it like that.
Yeah, I didn't think much. Like, I turned around and got back to the gym. Because why would I... Well,
So at that point, you were just used to this behaviour. That you didn't,
Yeah,
you didn't
I didn't
even say
nothing,
what the fuck is wrong with you.
No.
Why would you do
But
that?
I would never. That's probably
still,
how
that's
I was raised. I would never.
You would never question that.
No.
You're too nice a person. and that,
yeah,
right?
I didn't
think with that speaks volumes of you as a person in a good way.
I would
but I
never.
think that's you
But
go
what
home
can
on
I-
your own. Like who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah, and I could drive by myself. I'm driving, like, but he was like, let's go with my car. Cool, like, I don't mind. Okay, that's fine. I go back to the gym, order a cab.
So there was no public transport.
Nothing.
You're in
No
the
even bus, nothing. No one. It was a literal middle of
The motorway.
Yeah. And
I don't understand how a man can just.
That's
Obviously, you're not going to
what
be stranded.
I'm
Well, you are stranded, but and obviously you're capable. You can get an Uber, you can get home. But as a man,
yeah,
I
exactly.
never understand why you
leave
think
me
it's,
home and then tell me whatever you want to tell.
Yeah,
Like,
why do you
that's a
think it's
respectful
okay
way.
to leave a woman in the middle of buttfuck nowhere?
For what?
Yeah.
Give me like exact reasons. Was
this in the
flirting
middle
or
of the
something?
day or
Yeah,
late?
it was like 2 afternoon.
Okay.
2 p.m.
But still, like whether it would have been even worse if it had been dark outside. You
Yeah,
don't know
oh my God.
You don't know who's around.
And afterwards, I didn't even expect. I didn't know what to expect from him. What could be worse
How
than
did you
that?
even react to that? Because that's.
So exactly.
Did you feel like
I ordered Uber. I was crying all the way. It was like 20 minutes drive.
Uber
from
didn't deserve it?
On my way back home, I was like, that's the end. No more chances. That's the end.
Did anyone see that? The interaction?
No, not really.
But even though no one saw it, that is still so
on the CCTV
soul-crushingly
yeah,
humiliating.
yeah, exactly.
You're like, that
Imagine
is a
how could I feel.
humiliating moment for me as a person. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you're humiliated in front of others. Sometimes someone does something so degrading that you're
That's
humiliated on your own, it's just as bad. The way he says
I was
that,
feeling
like the way he
bad.
says that to you, you go home on your own.
And
Who the fuck does he
imagine,
think
yeah,
he is?
exactly.
Do you think he was
And-
treated like? Do you think he thought he was a bit superior than you?
Exactly. He was always telling me like who I am and who you are. Like you have to know your limits, kind of.
He would say that.
Yeah, I even have. I probably did. I send you a screenshot.
We'll put up
It
some
was
of the text on the.
Yeah, there is
on the chat,
some.
I couldn't believe when I saw
it's-
these texts. I couldn't believe a grown. How old is he?
30,
roughly.
32, 33.
I couldn't believe a grown-ass man was sending these texts. They're vile. Is
And
that man-child?
and I go home. Meanwhile, I was in my Uber. He sends me a paragraph like this. You are this and that. You was acting like this because you was you was fucking around in the gym. You was saving your situationships there.
So he just went
you are
into-
this. He was like,
He was like, you didn't
Mentally-
you didn't stretch near me because you didn't
Because,
want your situationships. You fucked
yeah,
buddies.
you have one exactly.
And you've never cheated in your life, have you?
Especially in that gym, I would nobody even if they did come over to say,
Yeah.
I was rejecting all of them. Like I have a boyfriend because whenever I'm in a relationship, I actually don't have eyes for nobody else. Like
You're committed.
I have someone. Like I don't need nobody else for that.
And you were
When I'm
cheated on in your
single-
first relationship, weren't you?
Yeah.
Did he know about that?
Yeah.
So he knows.
And he was always reminding me like you don't think that if your first boyfriend cheated on you, I would cheat on you. Like don't have this.
So he should be even more sensitive in that place because he knows you've been cheated on. So for him to then throw it in your face and say that you're the cheater, it's nasty.
So
It's nasty.
I
And
go
it's
home.
toxic.
it,
That's emotional
God.
abuse.
that's why afterwards I was like, you should see me after this relationship when I decided that once it's over and never back. I was 1 month I've disappeared from Instagram.
After that moment?
Yeah, I would never think about it. I'm very social. Like I always post. I always like.
So just after this gym moment, he sent you those big texts.
no.
just-
When no. So
Let's just finish the gym story.
yeah. The next day he was having his flight back to Vienna.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent me this message and blocked me. I couldn't reply back, say what I want to say, to know
That's
my
even
part
more
of the story.
frustrating
Oh
'cause
my God.
You want to scream back.
So
at
I
him
get
and
my
literally-
sister-in-law's phone. I was like, I need to send it. And I said, like, he was like, you're a social slut chaser, blah, blah. I was like,
Yeah.
excuse me? And I was like, I sent him a message. And
Bearing
the
in
only...
mind some of the TikToks he made you do were
It was for his,
him and,
yeah.
and you weren't happy about
yeah.
some of them.
I was like, let's not do it. I was like, yeah, it's okay. It's just Instagram, it's social. It's like, okay, never mind. Like, fuck
Yeah.
it. I don't regret it. Okay, it's done.
Yeah.
It's done. And I sent him a only message back, which I was very nice. I didn't want to, even though I could be saying so many things. And the only bad thing I said that if I would be a slut social media chaser, I wouldn't look at you twice. Kind of. I said it like nicely, but straightforward.
Hard
like,
to say that nice, but he deserves.
yeah,
it
but
means, so.
no, in a bad. I didn't say he's a.
Well, yeah,
this
obviously,
and
if you're in a
that.
social
Like,
climb, you're going to aim higher than someone
Yeah.
that's too hot to handle.
It's like we're in sexual rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all like.
But with our minds?
Yeah.
So
natural.
I'm not sure. He was like, I didn't even read it. I deleted your message. I was like, okay. Like, I said what I said, and that's it. The next day, he has a flight back. Imagine, just look and listen to this. He has a flight back at 5 or 6 p.m. He shows up in front of my house at
From
1
Austria
p.m.
to London.
Yeah, but he was alone. After the gym thing, he had to fly back on
So
next
before
day.
he's flying back.
Next day, yeah. On the same day, he comes to my house at 1 p.m. roughly. He knocks on the door, and I see him, and I was like, "Bruh, what?
Yeah.
You blocked me. Like we're done. Let's have a chat." And I was so angry, and I was like, "What the fuck do you want to talk about? Like
Yeah.
we done. I would never get back. Please, let's talk. We had a little conversation." I was so pissed off. I was like,
This is 24 hours after he blocked you and sent you those messages.
less than 24
and
hours.
left you in
Yeah.
the gym.
So I was like, yo,
dickhead.
So he comes, let's have a conversation because I'm leaving. And listen to this, and he was like, please drop me home back to the airport. And I did.
Whoa.
And I did.
Whoa.
Afterwards, I was like, how stupid could I be?
That is fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's a stupid way, but
You liked him, yeah.
Yeah, no, I couldn't say no. Like, especially, I really liked him, like, as a person. He has good, bad and good sides, but...
God! I'm surrounded by idiots! Idiots!
This guy has big balls.
And I cooked him pancakes.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm!
So he can eat.
On the fly.
No, on the way. While I was driving, he was having pancakes.
Yeah, I was. Got mummy issues.
Exactly.
Has he got mummy issues? He sounds like a fucking toddler.
I don't want to get, like, I do know what's going on in his family.
Yeah,
but I don't
everyone's
want
got family issues and we don't need to delve into that, but it sounds like some serious mummy issues going on right now. Like, I'm sorry, you can't be cooking. I feel for you, you know, you like someone, you have a soft spot for them, you're weak in that moment, but, God, he's got some gigantic balls to be doing that.
Then I was reminded, like, why? Danna, are you
So you guys made up and were back together-ish?
Yeah, like nothing happened. And he didn't actually say, no, he probably said sorry. But I didn't even wait for this to be said. Like, I don't know. I'm too forgiving. People don't even do any efforts and I'm all like, shit happens, it's okay, like...
What were your friends saying at the time?
You are made of stupid.
You telling you?
All of my friends be like, Danna, come on, he's not for you. Danna, it's okay, he's a good guy. He's like, no, like, how he can treat you like this?
The only exception I'll make is in a moment of anger, you leave, but you drive right back. Then I will
send you a screenshot of you. After we talked about it, he got back to Vienna. We had a long conversation. The phone was like 1-2 hours. And then he sends me 3 messages. I was like, I promise I will never leave you ever again, whatever.
Whatever the reason.
Yeah. Sammy was like, oh, well.
So
it's just a message which
means nothing.
No, exactly.
So after that, what happened?
What happened? He got back to Austria. I think I was going to Austria once in 3 weeks, let's say.
Yeah.
Quite often, always.
Once every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, I was going, then he was coming, then was switching. So I think the last things was when I think the glass got full. And I said, enough, it's enough, was he came back to London.
Just before that, because I do know what you're about to say, but just before that, just some of the other things he did, we spoke on the phone, that's why I know this. It's true, when you dated for how long? 9 months?
Okay, yeah.
About 9 months?
8-9 months.
How many public dates did you go on? I'm not saying this to embarrass you, but just...
2 or 3.
I mean, it's just...
So it was first 2 dates.
2 times you went out in restaurants and stuff.
Yeah, which first one, we was having such a big drama when I was driving. We was having such a big drama on the way there that I was, at the moment, I was like, I don't want to go. Like, where shall we? And he was like, okay, like, calm down. It's okay, like, it's a little argument, let's go. And we had a little, like, a dinner, and we went back home. And then second time, it was 3 of us, one of his friends, and me and him.
But didn't he, would he speak to the managers of the restaurants?
Yeah, so basically the second time, we were sitting at the table, he probably used the bathroom, and the manager comes, was like, oh, the table was booked under this name. Like, can we say hi or whatever? Like, he he's away, but he will come soon. And after we finished our little dinner, he told me and his friends, like, can you guys go to the bar, wait for me there? And he was talking with the manager, probably get it discounted or not pay for it at all. And then we get into my car, even though he was like, park here. I was like, okay, cool. And then I got a penalty, and he gets the penalty, like, you got a penalty, like, go pay it.
He didn't, and he told you to park.
Yeah, it's like,
he didn't pay.
Okay. He didn't know. And then he tells me that, the manager is a prick, like, something happened.
Why was he annoyed at the manager?
I didn't ask.
Okay.
I could, but I was like, I didn't feel embarrassed. Yeah, embarrassed.
But it was
something. I think it's about the payment.
You think he was dropping his name to get a free meal?
Free or at least discounted.
Or discounted.
Because it was quite famous, like a good prestigious restaurant.
But still, like, to go in and tell people, like, I'm this and that, and it's like...
That was
it's embarrassing. That's an ick. Surely, that's
and the ick was from the first beginning when he came as like, that's me. That's... Look at my page, like, verified.
That was the first sign. And
but I didn't have good thing. I didn't have any serious intentions, so I didn't pay attention.
In terms of the arguments, how often were you arguing a week?
3 times a week. After a day.
That's so toxic.
It was quite, because sometimes I was so tired I was waking up. My mood was depending on his behavior. Yeah. If he's waking up in a good mood, I'm good. If he's in a bad mood, and let's say once, I remember it was like afternoon, I didn't say hi, nothing, but I was having such a busy day. Has to wake up early, move on with my things. He texts me, no hi, no nothing. Like, but the day before he told me, like, you have to be more feminine, more nice, more like very sweet, say good morning. I was like, yeah, well. And he's like, no, nothing, no message, no nothing. I just wasted my time yesterday giving you advices how to behave yourself, and now...
It's like he wants to give out a manual on how his perfect girlfriend should be. It's like you just want to control them. But people have busy days. It's hard to... You can't always be available. And I think...
And if I didn't say hi, you could say hi, babe, good morning.
Yeah, exactly. There's stubbornness involved. You don't have to. Yeah. But I think in terms of these arguments, they were full-fledged arguments.
Very. And because you can't get my reaction easily. But he was so...
He could.
I was crying, like, every single argument it was affecting me so bad emotionally, because I could have a bad day just because he's not in a good mood.
So were you crying like
often,
multiple times a week?
And I was tired emotionally.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't, because I'm a very positive person. I would always, like, even someone is in a bad mood, I was like, come on, life is good. Like, there is bad hours, bad moments, but not a bad life and day. Like, don't waste your time of being sad.
Yeah, it's such a shit time to be in a relationship where you are worried about the other person. You're like, oh, I hope when I say hi, they're in a good mood and they say hi back and I can get on with my day. It's like you should never be with someone like that, where you're scared to, you're living in fear in the fact of, if I say hi and I catch them on a bad moment, is he then going to find a fault within me and make my day shit? And I think that is literally, to me, that's just a toxic relationship and emotional abuse, because you shouldn't live in fear of your partner, and you shouldn't be thinking, oh my God, if he's in a bad mood and I say hello, it's his bad day will then become our bad day because he's going to take it out on me. So I was walking on the street and I was with him on the phone, and a guy comes over, was like, hey, sorry, can I have your number or whatever? And I said no. And I moved on. He was like, why you didn't say you have a boyfriend? Like, because, he will follow me. No, so yeah, just say no, and that's it. Why should I explain my life? Like, in what status I am or whatever. I said no. It's like, why you didn't? I'd be concerned if you hung up.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, okay, this goes bad.
Yeah.
How do you think you fell for him though? What was good about him?
Because the good thing, I was thinking, why did I keep going back to him? Because I was once in a month, I was always breaking up with him. I said like I can't go. Like I was always, and he was always coming back and making me change my mind, kind of. So the problem was, I think he was getting me up, down emotionally, saying that you're everything I wanted, you are this,
so
you're
he could
wifey.
send you sweet messages.
Yeah.
He was,
though. And then when he was having these bad times, he could call me a slut, this and that, and you are this, you're not worth my time. You're just wasting my time, you're this.
Why'd you call someone you care about a slut?
Exactly, I
times?
could never.
Scum.
Every time I was having this slut, bitch, all of these bad words, and I've been raised like in a different way that I could never make someone feel uncomfortable, especially someone you love, someone you have feelings for. I could never. I would rather get back, calm down, have a conversation saying that, I didn't like the way you reacted. You have to find a way to say and it can get to, because telling me that I'm this and that would not help me to change my way of behaving towards him.
Yeah, of course.
But having this nice way of saying that, babe,
it's
listen.
Vicious.
Yeah.
We all get angry when we all say things, but like those certain words, if you're dating someone, you don't call them a slut. You don't call them a bit. But he was saying
now
like,
I'm very glad this happened to me.
Yeah.
Because now I'm the person who knows what I know,
you know
what I'll know
now.
and what
Or
I'll
what
never
don't
tolerate.
Deserve. Yeah.
Never again. One first thing, I'm gone.
And but he would say stuff like your wifey material and stuff.
Yeah.
So he would.
Yeah. He was
That's why
like,
you
please,
probably went,
after like even on the way back home to Austria, he was like, please, no more drama. Let's just have a nice conversation.
Cool,
you know your wifey material, like you know who you are. It's like, okay, cool.
Yes, guys, how are we doing? If you are enjoying this podcast / long video form content, I do have some other guests potentially lined up. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think of it. If you're enjoying it, if you want to see more content like this. It was a lot of fun to film, so I'm more than happy to bring out more content like this. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments if you want to see more content like this with more guests. And yeah, we'll dive deep into everything dating, sex, and my wacky opinions on it after they've talked. So yeah, let's get back to the podcast. Peace.
From my side, I would rather not talk about something than cause some drama. But he's the one always like, and paragraphs like this, I'm not very, I'm not a message person.
you would have seen the text on.
I show him like this,
and I'll put them
I
on
don't.
the chat. I'll put them on the screen, but they are
Huge.
poetry.
Yeah, exactly.
But fucking slam poetry, like this.
There was like in cute poetry. He was writing me like little paragraphs. It's like, we are for each other. I remember I told him.
But it's kind of.
Wow.
But you look back on it now and you must just think that couldn't have meant anything, or because you can't be saying something so nice to me and then the next minute be calling me a slut. But anyway, moving on from that, final straw. How did it all sort of end?
So the final straw. He came back to London. He had a 3 days event with something.
Influencer stuff.
Yeah. And he was like, let's go together. I was about to. But I was back home and I came back to London on the third day.
Yeah.
So we should have go together on the third day. That was Saturday. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I came back on Saturday evening. He calls me when I was on the way back from the airport to home. He was like, hey, babe, blah, 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 I miss you. So am I seeing you tonight? I was like, okay, yeah. Let me get home. And then from the event, you can come straight to mine. Okay, cool. I miss you, love you, bye. A few 10 seconds later, he calls me back by accident. And I hear him laughing with the girls, a bunch of many voices, laughing about something. I couldn't catch any words, but anyway, it was like 20 seconds. I was like, But he told me he's with the boys.
And you have
No
girls.
girls.
Yeah,
Nothing. You could have said we are with the group of friends.
And it wouldn't have bothered you.
At all. If you keep it as a secret, you could have given me like
Well,
questions.
now you're feeding doubt, yeah.
I was like, and I switched off. I didn't call him back. I didn't do anything. I go home. I didn't call him, nothing. The next day he texts me, hey baby, okay, I just woke up. Sin. He's texting me again. Whatever happened, you're still my Danna, you're this and that, and I don't know, sin. It was a little paragraph. And then a long paragraph. I don't know what's wrong with you, don't start all over again. He was about to leave the next day or 2 days later. And he was like, I'm 5 minutes, we live 5 minutes away from each other. He's like, I'm 5 minutes away and you acting like this. You don't even ask how I am feeling after the event, because he was hungover or whatever. And this and that, and I don't remember the exactly, but he was telling me whatever. But he knew he'd done something, because otherwise he would be like, why don't answer? Like, what's wrong? And I replied to him saying that I'm working, but let's catch up, have a little conversation. He was like, if you don't reply to this, it's
We're
over.
done.
Yeah.
He threatened you.
Yeah. He got the shit done, and then he was like, we're over. It's like, okay. I felt that I want to explain what happened and why did I feel like how I felt. So I was like, I'll come pick you up at around 8, 9, and we'll have a quick chat. So we got back to mine.
Why are you picking him up?
He's not driving. He don't have a car since June.
Oh no.
June, July.
Okay.
So yeah, I was always picking him up, and every time I've never been to his house. So
Never been to his house.
He's always coming to mine.
Red flag after red flag. But okay.
32 years old.
Yeah, okay.
32, whatever.
So you pick him up from school.
Well, let's be nice. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah.
And you're at your house.
Got him back to mine. And I was having this conversation, like, what the hell? Like, tell me how it is. We are not married. We are not like, obviously, he was like, I'm at an event, like, obviously there is girls and boys, and it's like, did I say anything bad? I will always go out with guys and girls, like, but I'm very transparent. I can send you who I'm with and what I'm doing. I can even film us all together and send you that, be transparent.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's like this, he was explaining me, excuses, blah, blah. I was like, okay. And so that's the last bit I want to say. So he was always telling me, why do you post yourself on Instagram? Like, are you trying to have a plan B in case me and you don't work together?
Okay.
It's like, how could you ever think about, like, I don't care.
Because you're sort of taking promiscuous pics.
Yeah,
or
gym or videos
girls
or
take
whatever.
selfies,
That's
yeah.
something okay,
Something that girls
right?
do.
And basically, he was like, he told me, like, are you trying to have a plan B in case me and you don't work together? I was like, I would never even think about it. Listen to this. It was summertime. We were on the phone, and he was like, listen, blah, blah, end of the conversation. He was like, okay, bye, good night, I love you. I was like, okay.
Oh no.
And he was like, I said, I love you. I was like, and I was like, listen. So every time he was going out, he was adding people on his following list, girls. And
So
I've
you
noticed.
were checking his following list?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
When there are
I'm not
many.
a big fan of that, but okay.
Yeah, but still, like, we are a long distance relationship. Like, listen, if you actually love somebody, you have no eyes for nobody else, because that's how I am.
Yeah, no.
And telling me that you love me, that's still looking for other girls, like,
So his
is
following
not.
list were mostly girls.
Yeah. No, mostly, but he was adding a few girls.
But it was girls who had been added.
from the
Yeah.
country he was living in.
Okay.
And he was like, you can follow them, but don't tell me you love me. Because if you love somebody, you have no eyes for nobody else.
Okay.
And he started such a big drama, like, what the fuck you're telling me to do? Like, can't I follow girls? I didn't say anything bad. Follow them, but don't tell me you love me. We hung up, like, that's it. He calls me the next morning, 8 a.m. I was still sleeping. Babe, you're right. I've deleted it. I've unfollowed everybody else, like, blah. And everything was unfollowed except one girl.
Oh no.
One girl.
Which was in London, in England.
In England.
No, in London. Like, I was like, okay,
Not in
cool.
Austria.
No.
In England. Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, at least it's one. It's not a
Yeah.
bunch of a few girls. And yeah, and guess what? That happened around July, okay? And September, he was in my house, probably having again some conversation, whatever.
Yeah.
He was hugging me like this, and then I saw in his Apple Watch saying missed call and her name, which I remembered the name since then because I was having question.
Apple Watch, always the
It's
betrayer.
like missed call,
Fuck, take it
this
off
girl.
now, Jesus.
This girl. I didn't say nothing. He probably doesn't even know the reason we actually broke up.
Yeah.
The actual reason. I saw this. But she lives in Norwich.
Norwich.
Okay. And since beginning of September, he was telling me every time he was coming to London, I have to go see my brother in Norwich.
In Norwich, yeah.
Up until then, I didn't know about a brother, no living
so now
abroad.
alarm bells are going off.
But I was like, okay, I didn't question it. I was like, your thing, do whatever. And then I see the girl, and then I remembered the name. I go to her Instagram, and she's a beautician as well. And on a business page say Norwich, United Kingdom.
God.
Like, okay. So
But that must have been like low-key heartbreaking at the time.
yeah,
Like, really
imagine.
upsetting.
And so that's because the psychology, how it says, you wonder about something you would rather do than the opposite person. So he was having plan B in case me and him doesn't work
so
together.
what he was doing was he was gaslighting you. So he was saying he was always saying you have the potential to cheat when it was him who was
exactly.
cheating.
Because I'm rather a serious relationship girl rather than just.
So he was going up to Norwich, seeing this girl,
and then coming back to my house.
And does he know that you worked that out, or you just?
No, I've never. So he left. That was on a Friday night. He came. I told him that I have plans in the evening with the girls. He came. We stayed a bit. I saw that. He said, "I'm going to Norwich tomorrow to see his brother."
Lie. Liar, them is the biggest liar. Oh God.
And then he texted me the next morning saying, "How was your night? Did you have fun?" I replied probably 2 hours later. It was, let's say, 12 noon. He didn't reply until like 6 p.m. Blocked. Like, you're busy, you're busy. And since I blocked him,
No
that's
contact.
it. But he knew.
He must have knew.
Yeah.
He knew.
I'm not.
That must have been
like,
sickening though, knowing like he's saying I'm off to Norwich to see my brother, and you're like, I know you're going to see another girl. Like, I don't want to like make you feel bad, but like that's
And,
so low.
yeah,
And he's been jealous this whole time, insecure about you potentially cheating, and he was the one going behind your back. And I've seen a picture of what this girl looks like, and she looks a bit like you.
me.
Yeah.
Literally
A look-alike. So
we have the same job, same look-wise as well, like petite.
she's Eastern European as well.
I don't think so. I think she's British.
But she does look very similar.
But he has. Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to put her in
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
but so that's it. You didn't see him after that as blocked.
Yeah,
did he
but
try? He must have tried to reach out.
He was still watching my stories.
He still watches your stories.
Especially, well, I've noticed. Usually, I don't go through the whole list. On 14th of February, on Valentine's, because I posted me and my friend was having a good Valentine's Day.
Go-karts.
Yeah, karting.
Karting,
yeah.
yes.
So it's having good, and then we went having workout afterwards in a different gym, filming ourselves. Amazing. but it was a fake account, which I know is him. I've done my research, and he's following only me and one person from the account. So he gave her a friend request to see what she's posting. So yeah, occasionally he was coming into my Insta story, see how I'm doing, probably. So
obviously, you guys ended end of last year, like November, December-ish.
Yeah.
You guys haven't had any contact apart from him viewing your stories?
He's still blocked from everyone.
Okay.
He might try to contact me.
And is he still dating? He's dating that girl in Norwich, right?
But he has his ups and downs.
So, I mean, do you regret being with him, or
No.
do you try and view it as a learning?
So when we
opportunity?
broke up and I was in my healing, I was bad emotionally. I could cry on it. Like, I could wake up, be in a good mood. 10 minutes later, I could have a long cry, then get back to normal. Then I was so unstable emotionally.
So take me back to that. So after you blocked it and everything, you went off social media for a month, right?
Which I would never even think about her.
Yeah.
And I had to disappear. I wasn't in contact. I didn't tell nobody that we broke up. I disappeared, and everyone was asking, "Are you okay?" Like, yeah, I'm okay, but I'm going. Like, I want to be by myself.
Yeah.
It took me a month. I was waking up at 6 a.m., reading, going to the gym, having my fasted cardios, work, back to gym. I was always keeping my mind busy. And I was reading a book which really helped me with controlling my emotions and how I react to things. So a month, 3 weeks later, I text him, say, "Can we have a conversation?" He was like, "Sure?" Question mark. I was like, "Yeah, tonight at 7. She goes, "Sure?" That's it. Okay, so we have a conversation. 40 minutes, I'm telling him how grateful I am that I actually had him in my life, that he taught me, because after my first breakup, the guy who cheated on me, my first thing was to go out clubs. I was in the clubs for 2 months.
Yeah.
I had to keep my mind busy to not think about how he cheated on me. How could he have done it? Like, how? I just couldn't put the all together, like, how? And after him, so when he met me, I was still in this period of partying, always out and about, Mayfair, parties after parties. And when I met him, he was needed in my life. I came down, I didn't party no more. I got more serious with my job. I actually got a little studio, which
So amongst all the instability, it made you more stable in other aspects of your life. Okay.
He was needing my life, and I just had because I also saw a quote saying that when you ask the God for a cake, he gives you the whole ingredients and you make it. So he was the one. He gave me.
So you actually rang him on that phone call and said what you were grateful for?
I'm great. Yeah, he was like,
But
I'm very impressed.
What you weren't happy with, or you
I told him everything
You said
because
that
I
you
didn't
treated
care no
me
more.
bad.
Yeah, 40 minutes it was just me talking, saying how, and then 20 minutes he was like, "Oh wow, like you are really like."
He probably realised how badly he treated you.
He did, because I told him.
Yeah,
like,
as you should, because you had therapy for a month. Didn't
Yeah,
you?
I was like, I was bad mentally, and
I'm a
since
big advocate
then,
of therapy. I think everyone should have some sort of therapy. I think it's helpful.
Exactly.
But for someone to drive you into therapy, I think that's fucked up. So,
Sure.
So you
So
did that for a
since then-
month, and then you were sort of.
And then kind of I was getting back to seeing my friends, open social media. Everyone was like, "You okay? What happened?" I lost like probably 7 kg. I was from nothing, because I was not actually. I was in the gym 13 times a week.
Twice a day.
Twice a
6
day,
times
yeah. So it was
And
like
once on Sunday.
always. But it made me become who I am today, and I don't regret.
So
I
you would-
regret being in such a
Toxic relationship.
yeah. But
You would-
I know now. what to expect and what to do.
Would you advise anyone on dating him?
No. Hopefully, I'm really hope
he's
he's...
changed.
Yeah, but I don't think so. You know, the victims, they change their victims, but not themselves.
Yeah.
And I really hope the girl is happy and he's not treating her how he was treating me. Hopefully. But she's a bit older than me, though. So hopefully she's a bit more mature. Because not smart, but mature. Because I was smart.
Just a couple more quick questions on it, because we're of time with this. Just in terms of, how are you now when it comes to dating? You're not really... Are you looking?
Now,
are you just focusing on yourself?
I was having a little conversation with my parents recently, and I told them, even my dad, me and my dad were very open about relationships especially. And I told him that, Dad, I can't entertain nobody. Like, after first red flag, I'm gone. He was like, Danna, you can't be like this. Like, people are not perfect, and you are not. It's like, yeah, I know, but I don't have time to waste to teach. He was like, get someone, like, teach them how to be. Should I waste my time teaching them and then leaving them? Like, we're breaking up. Like, I can't. And now I'm like, I don't know.
Felt like the whole of your last relationship was you doing everything.
Yeah,
so.
And I was committed 100%, and now it's difficult.
Yeah, it's hard.
I think what's mine, won't go far.
So, and I think you've got a really positive attitude, which I think is great, considering, you know, you were in a toxic, emotionally abusive relationship, which lots of women and men are in. But what would your advice be to people who are in an emotionally unstable relationship, toxic relationship?
Leave straight away. Don't give second, third, fourth chance. People don't change. Like, they're exactly the same.
And when do you think, like, because sometimes you'll have friends who will say, leave this person because they don't like them. When is it like, do you think there's something to be said when it's 3, 4, 5 of your friends, family saying, this guy's bad?
I didn't have a single friend saying that he's
him.
Actually a good guy.
Okay.
Never.
So you would say that was a sign of a
first one
of a toxic relationship?
Because from the side, people see more clearly than you are with this pink glasses.
What else would you say is a sign of, like, being in a toxic relationship?
These ups and downs behaviors, then when he brings you up emotionally and then brings you so down that you don't worth nothing. Like, he makes you feel so worthless.
Disposable, yeah.
So that, for me, that could be the first red flag.
I think even if it's not got to the toxic stage, for me, when I'm dating someone, if it's got to the point where you're stressing me out too much, I'm done. Like, if you're adding more stress than value, doesn't matter how much I like you.
Yeah.
I just can't be bothered with it.
Now I know how, and I'm an expert now.
So now you're just cold-hearted to the
guys. I think, because I met someone recently.
You seem like a warm
I am. Like, I would never make I don't do revenges where karma is the bitch. It will get you wherever you need to get. But from my side, I'm like, I'm easygoing. If I have to date someone, like, if I feel like dating someone, I will. I don't catch feelings easily, but I will watch you. I will see how you act, if you actually do whatever you say you are going to do. Because there's little things which matters with being a man, and I need this masculine energy. Because day by day, I'm a very boss lady. Like, I have to get things done, I have to be independent, I have to make money, I have to look after my car service. Everything I have to do by myself. But when I see someone, I need to just relax. I know that I won't get in any trouble unless I'm with him. He will get everything sorted. Like, I'm calm. So that's what I actually need. Because I don't want to be a boss lady every day. Like, he was like, because recently I was like, let's go for a date. Where do you want to go? Come on, like, I have to think about where should we go. Like, take a little flag. Like,
okay.
So
and just the final question is, did you even watch his season start to finish of Too Hot to Handle?
To be honest, he told me from the first beginning, like, watch it. I was like...
He wanted you to watch it.
For fuck's sake, Ashley, don't look at him, look at me.
He was like, you didn't watch it yet. I was like, I actually didn't have time. I'm always...
busy.
Work,
you got your own business.
Thing. Exactly. So I watched it a month, 2 before we end up the relationship. So the only thing I actually...
that should have been the red flag. You see him on the season.
good one.
In my opinion.
I expected him to be a playboy. That's why I didn't want to watch it. And I was kind of, shall I not? And I watched the whole season in just an hour. I was skipping everything until I was seeing him. Yeah. So he was actually how he is in real life. A bit quite
I didn't finish
stingy.
the season, to be fair. Yeah.
So that's how he was with me as well.
And in
the
real
show,
life.
yeah.
Okay.
It was like never paying. I didn't have any like little. Since this almost 8-9 months, I've never got a flower or a little present or whatever. Like I don't know. From my side, I would give myself. If you like my shoes, I will give them to you. Like I'm very giving person. Yeah. But I also appreciate when I give, but I was not expecting him to give me something, to buy me something, pay for something. Never. I would never even say, even though he was like, please, can you bring me this, that? I was like, I would never ask for money or whatever. Like, you need it, that's it.
Okay. Well, this has been fascinating, and I think in terms of I think it's really useful talking about sort of toxic relationships and having sort of unstable, emotional, abusive relationships. I think it's been really, really great conversation, Danna, and thank you so much for coming on. I hope you've enjoyed being on the podcast. Do you want to just drop your socials for people down?
Yeah.
What are your socials?
So it's Danna.dya.
And I'll drop those down below. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of the Foster Unfiltered podcast. And we've got more great content coming out, tons of guests from all over the world, tons of crazy dating stories, a bit like this. So make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you for watching us.
Alright guys, if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much. It means generally a lot to me that you made it this far. You're a real one. And guys, I had a lot of fun filming this. If you did enjoy it, then please let me know down below in the comments if you want to see more videos with more, Instagram models or, just pretty girls, just sort of talking about their dating experience, and we'll dive deep into all the weird and wacky parts of dating, what's going on in dating apps, the weirdest messages they've received, all that good stuff. And we'll get my weird takes on it as well. If you enjoyed it, please let me know down below, and we will bring more of these sort of videos to you. But just want to say thank you again so much for watching, and if you could like and subscribe, that would mean an awful lot. So have a good day, guys. Go have a pint, a drink. You deserve it after listening to my fucking voice for about an hour and a half. So thank you guys.